What's up YouTube, welcome back. Right, this week we are going to get the rear quarter widened. There's a lot of cutting to do, but as the saying goes, you've got to break some eggs to make an omelette, and this is what we've got to do down here. We've got to put this cut in here, put the cut down there, another cut down here, possibly cut this line here, cut a line down here to reposition this, obviously, because this is going to be a lot wider, and this part just remains the same. So you've got to cut this and reposition this section here. That means putting a cut at the bottom of the sill and welding a little plate in there. That line possibly need to cut it, I don't know yet. This is why we set the quarter on an angle, because these originally are sat like that, and with this side it is quite flat, but actually it is probably pulling in a little bit here, which I'm going to redo after we've done that side there. But yeah, it is what it is. You can sort of see it. It's a bit wide there, and then it flattens off a little bit over there. It's hard to see unless you're looking at it from like in the unit. It's hard to see on the camera. Now you can see a little bit there, but yeah. That's another issue we've got to sort, but that's why I didn't want to make any more mistakes and transfer them onto here. So that's why we've sat this on a bit of an angle, and it's repositioned this section here, so it's pulled in ever so slightly, but we'll be able to get that back once we get that widened. So let's get some tape lines on, let's get it marked up, and let's get it cut. Getting all the lines in place, all we did is went to the other side, measured from the edge of the boot to the start of that corner, to the edge of the door check, to the start of this corner. Hopefully it's as near as we can to the other side. We know it's not going to be perfect, but we're getting it as near as possible. We've measured all this bottom line, divided that in half, got our halfway point, and from the halfway point to the edge of here, measured that, split that in two, got the halfway point there, and then that set the top lines. So these are identical with each other on this side and this side. Got my middle point there, and then freehanded this in. It is a little bit of a chew on, but you can't get it right, just got to take your time. Got the top line in. We've got a set square on the top of this line here, because we know that is square. Got our bottom line for down there. It doesn't really matter about this line because we're making the plate a little bit wider, so we've just got to cut down there. So let's get it cut and see how it looks. So we're getting the fisheye cut out, we're getting it all shaped back, getting all the fine bits of metal off the edges. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pin this line on the top, then flip it, pin that line in there, and then that will get the new width. Getting the fisheye in the position. The most important part about doing this is to overcut it. If you cut it exactly the same as the measurement from A to B, you are going to have some problems because you're going to be trying to force it up into position. But now with it overcutting, it's going on a curve, and then that is a lot easier to put in position here. See, if it was flat, it would be down there, you're trying to force it up, but now You can just rest it where it needs to be, get it tacked up, and that is your top section done. So this is the first stage of widening it done, just getting everything into position. We've had to make a new little piece in there, obviously because we've made that bigger. That pushes that out, causes a little gap, so we're getting that done there. Reposition this, that opens up this little bottom section here, so you need to make a little piece in there. This section alone really did put up a challenge. As soon as I repositioned that, it was so hard to get that back where it needed to be and keep in line with the new flare. Honestly, what a nightmare, but it's done. It is looking good. So right, we're gonna now get it all welded up and then see how it looks. Show you what's going on. We're getting quite a bit of the metalwork done last night. It is really taking shape, but we've left probably the most difficult line to last, and this is this top line here. We did have better access on the left side, but with the right side we've got this reinforced part here, probably for the pebble cap. It is restricting me to get the welder in, which is an absolute chew on. But what we're going to do is going to use the 0.8 cutting disc, cut a couple inches, pull the excess metal down, and then weld it up, and then just follow suit with that same process until we get to that side. We are going to grind quite a bit of these welds off. That's the only thing I was worrying about, but we are going to try and get in the best we can with places, and then get some extra strength on the back with the welder again. So let's get it done and see how it looks. Right, so after a very long week last week, some late nights, lots of welding, a little bit of motivation on the floor just to try and push on and get it done. We have finally got the right quarter where we need it to be. What do you think? That has turned out pretty damn good. Well, you know the crack for the other side, getting in the back. I want to weld this top line from the front. It has turned out pretty good. We'll get it absolutely mint with the filler though, but that hasn't turned out too bad. Yeah, we've got a slight little dent here. Where the weld is, it is pulled in ever so slightly there, but we haven't affected this top line at all. The main body line still looks exactly where it needs to be, which is an absolute bonus, because I pulled that side in, made an absolute mess of it. I managed to get it back out, but it was just such a far fun. Super happy with that. What a job. And next week, chaps, what we're going to try and aim for is to get this inner wheel tub in. It is a lot more of a challenge, especially with a filler neck. It is a completely different setup to what the left side is, but we have found a little bit of a cheat code. If you're ever watching this, Simon, you're an absolute legend for finding this. A whole new right inner tub. What a find. Yeah, the plan is we'll get these puddle wells drilled out, get this outer skin out, try and get it as close as we can to the seam. Probably need to cut it in half, obviously, because the curve is a lot more different now on the back flare. So we'll get this cut out the best we can, and then just overlay it on the existing arch that's pen it through, and then hopefully that is the cut for this new section here. So hopefully everything goes to plan, which it'll probably not, but we'll see how it goes. So ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching it. I know we're just doing a crazy amount of welding at the moment, the boring as fuck, but it is what it is. Hopefully we'll get on to some more better stuff in the future with this build. But for now, we're just stuck digging these arches. What a shitter.